All right, well, good morning, everybody. It's Mike Ward here with Darren Griffith from the Village Runner. We're down in a gloomy day in May, Village Runner, Redondo Beach, and today is Marathon Monday, May 21st, 2018. And today we're going to keep it simple. We figured we'd shorten these things up a little since we seem to get better viewership when we keep them short. So today we're going to talk about goo.
Short and simple.
Short and simple. So I'm going to have Darren in a minute go into the details, but I had an interesting interaction with my niece. She's going to actually run a half marathon in San Diego in a few weeks, and she didn't even really know about goo. So one thing, if you guys know people, many of you may already know a lot of what we're about to tell you, but there's a lot of people I've come to realize, including people in my family, who have no clue about this stuff. So anyway, Kylie's going to run the half marathon. I said, hey, when you go out and train this weekend, you're doing your 12-miler, try some goo, a little bit of goo before, maybe do one every half hour. I think 45 minutes is the actual.
We'll talk about the actual.
And anyway, so she went on and did that on her next workout, and she was like, that was amazing. And she's definitely gonna do it. And for the half marathon, I think it's gonna really help her to improve her time. So anyway, here's Darren with a little bit of some more details on the goo.
Okay. We talk a lot about goo here at the shop, and it's pretty simple. I call it goo math. It breaks down to give or take about 1 every 45 minutes of high intensity. That'll vary depending on how big you are or how many calories you actually burn. But if you've never tried it, the safest way is think about 1 goo or a goo equivalent every 45 minutes during your run. They all need water to work, so do it as you approach a water station or if you're carrying water. We talked about hydration before, that can help too. It really breaks down to about 100 calories or so of carbs. Carbs is fuel, so think of it that way. I know some people are a little carb phobic, but it's simple, clean, go fast fuel. There are electrolytes in there as well. Goo also does amino acids to help replenish all that. 1 every 45 minutes. And then test it. Maybe some of you are 1 every hour, some maybe 1 every half hour. But break it down, try some. It keeps that glycogen level up and keep you fueled up during the run.
So for me, the 1 every half hour, granted he did bring up the weight thing and all that, so maybe I need a little more than most. But the one thing, so Molly's husband, as a matter of fact, Eric, one time when I was running a marathon, convinced me to put a couple more in my pocket for the marathon that I was running.
Just in case.
And thank God he did that, because I got to about mile 25, and I would have already been out of my goo, and I was crashing and burning. Took the extra goo, and it got me through to a record time. So thank you, Eric.
So do the math, but then also have an insurance goo with you, because that wall can come up and bite you anytime, making sure you have a little extra on hand. It speaks to also similar, there's goo options as well. Blocks are another good one. There's 6 little chews in here. 3 of them is 1 goo. So really that's about an hour and a half or 2 hours worth of high intensity go in one little package. Same clean idea, clean fuel, clean electrolytes, just a great way to keep your glycogen level up and keep your muscles fueled.
And so one really important thing too, I think, that is to try this out in a workout.
Before. It should be during your training. Your training is figuring out how your belly reacts to this stuff. So it's not just a race day thing. Your training should always involve what's your schedule going to be like, what's your nutrition schedule like, what's your hydration schedule like.
Yeah, and that's the same pretty much with anything. Shoes, a new top, new shorts. You don't ever really want to start trying something out in the middle and finding out in the middle of your marathon it didn't work.
Yeah. It might be helpful too during the race or for the race. Find out what nutrition they're going to have on the race course. If it's not what you're using, bring your own. If it is something that you're using, still bring some insurance with you, but different races will have different fuels on the course. Often, sometimes it's goo, sometimes it's Powerade. Find out what their thing is and see if you can work that into your training program.
So that's in an effort to keep this under 12 minutes. We're going to call it. So anyway, everyone have a great week, and we'll see you next week for Marathon Monday.
Thanks.